On today's show, a look at the finalists for the North American Car and Truck of the Year Awards. NHTSA will beef up its 5-star safety ratings, and Nissan shakes up its management in North America. All that and more coming right up on Autoline Daily. This is Autoline Daily for December 9th of 2015. In a development that will have a significant impact on automakers, two giant chemical companies, Dow and DuPont, are reportedly going to merge together. Then the two will be broken up into 3 separate companies. Both Dow and DuPont are major suppliers of plastics, foams, Kevlar, carbon fiber, structural adhesives, and other raw materials to automakers and suppliers. They have a long history of involvement in the auto industry. In 1920, the DuPont family essentially bailed out General Motors and was the major stockholder in the company until 1961. And both companies go back a long way. DuPont was established in 1802, while Dow came along in 1897. While the two competed fiercely with each other, it is activist investors who are forcing the merger, saying that both companies should have better profit margins and higher stock prices. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration wants to change its 5-star safety rating. To get a 5-star rating, the agency wants to include crash avoidance technologies, including pedestrian protection. A new frontal oblique test will be added to assess how well a vehicle protects passengers in an angled crash, plus a new full frontal barrier test to measure how well rear seat occupants are protected. The agency also wants to use new crash test dummies that provide more data on how a crash affects the human body, and the rating system will start using half-star increments to give consumers a better idea of which vehicles are safer. NHTSA wants to implement all of this by the 2019 model year. Tech companies like Google and Apple are falling in love with the automotive industry, and now Samsung is jumping in. Bloomberg reports it will focus on developing autonomous and infotainment components to boost its automotive side of the business. Last month, Samsung partnered with Audi to provide memory chips for dashboards, infotainment, and driver assistance features. It's not surprising to see why Samsung wants a slice of this business. The automotive semiconductor market alone is expected to generate nearly $33 billion next year. So which vehicles are the finalists for the Car and Truck of the Year Awards? We'll be back with the answer to that right after this.
Autoline Daily is brought to you by Bridgestone Tires, your journey, our passion, and by Dow Automotive Systems, breakthrough technologies for lightweight vehicles.
The votes have been tallied, and the finalists are in for the 2016 North American Car and Truck/Utility of the Year Awards. On the car side, we have the Honda Civic, Chevrolet Malibu, and Mazda MX-5 Miata, while the Truck/Utility finalists are the Honda Pilot, Nissan Titan XD, and Volvo XC90. The two winners will be announced on January 11th at the Detroit Auto Show, but we'd love to know who you think will take home the top honors. Just leave your guesses in the comment section below, and we'll see who deserves a pat on the back in about a month's time. Yesterday, we reported how Mercedes Formula One team is suing a former engineer for data theft before he left to join Ferrari. But now, not surprisingly, that engineer is getting left out in the cold. Ferrari says the engineer will not be joining the Italian team and never even had a formal contract with the company. Coming up next, John will be here to give you his insights into the latest management changes at Nissan North America.
For the people at Dow, racing is a sport and a science. We enjoy one and learn from the other. But like most competitive people, we like winning at both. This is the human element at work. Dow.
Earlier this morning, Nissan announced a significant number of management changes in its North American operations. Perhaps the most interesting change is that Nissan is moving Fred Diaz out of his position in charge of all sales and marketing and putting him in charge of a newly created division called North America Trucks and Light Commercial Vehicles. Here's my Autoline insight of what's going on. Despite a red-hot market in North America and a slew of new products, Nissan has not gained any market share in the American market this year. Worse, sales of its commercial vehicles are down more than 6%. That includes the NV200, the NV, the Titan, and the Frontier. Fred Diaz was hired away from Ram to boost those sales. And now the company is creating a new business entity to put a laser-like focus on trying to make that happen. But this is not exactly a promotion. Diaz will now report to an executive named Christian Munier, who gets Diaz's old job and gets his former title of Senior Vice President. And this all has to do with Nissan's business plan called Power 88, which calls for a global market share of 8% and operating margins of 8%. Clearly, the latest management changes show that CEO Carlos Ghosn is getting impatient with the rate of progress and wants it to go faster. Hey, don't forget to tune into Autoline After Hours tomorrow starting at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll have Robert Davis, who's in charge of all operations of Mazda North America. Here's your chance to get an inside view of Mazda's plans and goals. And if you've got any good questions you'd like us to ask him, shoot us an email, a tweet, or post it in the comment section of today's show notes. Then join me and Gary for some of the best gearhead insights into this business. But that wraps up today's report. Thank you for making Autoline Daily a part of your day.